Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Film Filmy. Before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. For those of you who aren't familiar with the show, here's the premise. Aspiring entrepreneurs get a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to pitch their business to a panel of sharks, who are 5 self-made millionaires and billionaires, including the likes of Mark Cuban, Damon John, and ask for funding in exchange for equity in their business. Here are the 10 most reoccurring lessons in entrepreneurship one can learn from Shark Tank. Number 1. Learn how to pitch. If there's one lesson you should take from Shark Tank, let it be mastering the art of pitch. If you don't think you'll ever find yourself standing in front of a bunch of venture capitalists, every entrepreneur needs to know how to effectively sell himself and his idea to his potential partners, employees, and clients and customers. You'd think on a show like Shark Tank, in which people know they'll be asking for tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars on national television, the entrepreneurs would prepare for their pitch like crazy. Number 2. Just because your friends and family love your idea doesn't mean it's a good idea. I can't count the number of times I've seen people pitch what is obviously a stinker of a business, only to be stunned when Mr. Wonderful declares, "This is insanity, I forbid you to continue." How do these incredulous would-be entrepreneurs invariably respond? But all my friends and family think it's a great idea. Of course they do. They're your friends and family. They think you're awesome, so they think everything you do is awesome. It's the halo effect. Even if your friends and family do realize your business idea is a bad one, they probably wouldn't say so. They're worried you'll shoot the messenger, and so they'll simply tell you what you want to hear. Number 3. Know your business. First, you need to know your numbers. Sales, cash flow, debt, margin, and so on. The sharks often hesitate to make a deal with entrepreneurs who don't know important data points like their customer acquisition cost. But knowing your business extends far beyond having a handle on your numbers. It requires a deep understanding and grasp of the industry you're competing in. Lots of entrepreneurs come on the show pitching a product or service they think is truly unique, only to be informed by one of the sharks that a very similar product or service already exists. If they'd done just a little bit of due diligence, they could have avoided that embarrassing surprise. Number 4. If you're not making money, it's just a hobby. Kevin O'Leary has a saying, "Any business that after 3 years isn't profitable isn't a business, it's a hobby." There's nothing wrong with hobbies. They're fun and provide a creative outlet. But don't fool yourself into thinking that your little manly-centered artisanal soap-making experiment is a promising biz just because you've sold 8 bars on Etsy. If you're plowing lots of money into your project, but seeing little return on your investment, embrace your endeavor for what it is, a pleasant pastime. Number 5. Not every business needs investors. Some entrepreneurs come on Shark Tank looking for an investment to expand an already successful business, only to be told by the sharks that they don't need an investor and should actually continue to bootstrap the business. I think this is an important but often overlooked point. In a business culture that glorifies million-dollar venture capital deals, lots of aspiring entrepreneurs have the mistaken belief that if you want to succeed in a business, you have to have investors. Number 6. Clarity and conviction. Shark Tank episodes can be a disturbing experience to many, as sharks may end up laughing or openly ridiculing someone for their business plan or product. Having said that, they equally appreciate conviction and clarity of thought. People who fail miserably in getting any money or the attention of the sharks are those who themselves don't have the clarity or the conviction that their venture would be successful. Number 7. Do the math. I'm asking for $85,000 for 15% of my company. So what's the valuation of your company? Be assured even before you do the math, the sharks would have done it for you. Quoting an amount is one thing, and having your numbers ready to talk about how you reach this number is totally different ballgame. You need to know your numbers like the back of your hand. Why are you asking for a certain kind of figure, and what you plan to do with it has to be included. So doing the math is equally important. Number 8. 10-second rule. Apparently the number 10 plays an important role for startups. You should not get into a startup revenue unless your product or solution is 10 times better, 10 times cheaper or faster. Similarly, when dealing with a shark, the first 10 seconds would pretty much decide if your case holds water or not. One should be able to articulate one's business and exact numbers in or around 10 seconds. Sharks don't have time to listen to stories. Stories could follow after the high pitch, but the first 10 seconds determine a lot. Number 9. Focus on the customer, not yourself. Sometimes some of the sharks can appear on the show to have soft hearts, especially when they see entrepreneurs who are incredibly passionate about their products and have already overcome long odds to keep their dreams afloat. However, an entrepreneur's personal story is really only compelling if it demonstrates that he or she has a compelling insight into customer needs. The show's recent season premiere had a perfect example of this. An entrepreneur named Mitchell Elliott, who had an incredibly compelling personal story. He'd been a ward of the state as a child, lived on the streets for a while, and ultimately became a successful magazine writer and screenwriter. He clearly earned the Sharks' respect. However, when it came time to make a deal on his Hammer Nails nail shop for guys, there were no offers to be found. Number 10. Listen and learn. Success or failure doesn't matter, as long as you learn from it. This applies to Shark Tank as well. Sharks mostly give out valuable advice on the way forward, on what went wrong and what could be done, especially when there is no offer. Listen and learn from what you missed out, and perhaps you could have a better chance next time round. Reality shows like Shark Tank can prove to be great use if one could relate to what was happening and how investors think. These learnings could go a long way in securing investments for your venture. Well guys, there you have it. That's all we have for today. Hit that like button and make sure you subscribe, and make sure you watch the 2 videos on your screen because I'm sure you're going to love them. And with that guys, I'll see you in the next video.